Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So, today let's have a look at the new Transcendent form for Valkyrie, just came out. And yeah, I was very much looking forward to this character. And then I even said on the forums, if, just throwing out a prayer into the universe, if we could skip all the other ones and get Valkyrie first. And that sort of happened actually, so I wonder if somebody's out there listening. But anyway, we're getting her about 7 months early. If you think about, if you go with the concept that our English version is behind the JP version 1 year, then we get Valkyrie, 7 months early, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, she is one of the more powerful Transcendent forms, I think, for sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and have a look at her stats. She is a balanced type, and then all her stats are pretty good. HP is a tank status, attack is fine, and then speed is fine. And she has the same double null ability that her Ascension form has, null damage wall, null warp. And I like how it's set up where null damage wall is just in her passively, so you can't miss the gauge and get damage from the damage wall. And then the warp is on the gauge, so for those rare occasions where missing the gauge on null warp is useful, she'll be able to do that. Alrighty, and then she has a strike shot. It's a tackle strike shot, but this one is unlike any other tackle strike shot before it. And the more teammates that you hit before you hit your target, the higher your damage is. And this can be difficult, of course, because with the tackle strike shot, once you hit an enemy, that's it. You're stuck and you do damage to whatever that is. But if you can set it up so that you hit all 3 of your guys before you hit the target, then you can get very good damage. And I feel like that's sort of a reference to the sync strike. Like the older Monster Strike characters, they had a thing where you could use everybody's strike shot together just to get a super powerful strike shot. They did away with that, but I felt like this strike shot is a reference to that. And yeah, there are many possibilities or combinations of events that could happen to get different levels of damage for Valkyrie. You could do the 16 turn or the 20 turn. You could do in the boss's weak point or not in the weak point, and then you get all the combinations of how many teammates you hit. So there's a lot of variation in how much damage the strike shot can do. But I'm looking at a chart right here that looks at what the 20 turn tackle strike shot looks like if you hit the boss's weak point, and if the boss is a water type, so that you'll get the element advantage. And so according to this, if you hit the water boss's weak point without hitting anyone else, you'll get 1 million damage. If you hit one of your teammates, you'll get 1.4 million. If you hit 2 of your teammates, you will get 1.8 million. And then if you hit all 3 of your teammates, then you'll get 2 million damage in the weak point of the water boss. However, if you hit all 3 of your teammates, you will get an additional throw up into the air action, which does a set amount of damage, which is an additional 1 million damage. So the most damage that you can do with Valkyrie Strike Shot is about 3 million. That is if you hit all 3 of your teammates and you use the 20 turn version and you hit the weak point of the water boss. So yeah, that's insane. Super difficult to pull off and set up, but it would be very worth it. Alrighty, so, and then finally we'll look at her bump combo. And she has the tag laser. She's only the 3rd after Bishamonten and Ruby. And she has the sub-bump combo of Wave. And then because she is a Transcendent form, both bump combos are at full power. And these are both very strong bump combos. So she does a lot of damage with her tag laser and then Wave. The thing about those 2 bump combos is that they're tricky to aim. The tag laser, you hit Valkyrie and then the tag laser goes out that same direction. And so it acts like a rebound laser that doesn't rebound. That's the best way that I can explain it. And yeah, so you have to kind of get tricky with your angles and try to hit Valkyrie in a certain way so that the laser goes somewhere you want. And then the wave, how that works is that when you hit Valkyrie, the wave will come out perpendicular. So if you come this way, it'll go out that way and that way. So you can kind of think of a, when you hit Valkyrie, like a T sort of an attack goes out, where the wave does decent damage and then the tag laser does great damage. So in that way, she's a little bit easier to use than, say, Ruby or Bishamonten, just because she has that additional wave. And if you're in a situation where the tag laser just isn't going to work or isn't going to go where you want, then you can rely on the wave as a good backup. Another thing that's different about Valkyrie, though, from the other two is that she is a bounce. So that makes it more difficult for her to hit an ally's bump combo in order to set off her own bump combo. So she has that one disadvantage compared to the other two tag laser monsters. But yeah, very powerful. Alright, and then as for able berries that would be good for her, sidekick would be the most obvious one. So you could raise her already very high attack on her bump combos. You could also use a knockout able berry on her. Her regular attacks, she won't get a lot of regular attacks on people, but with her tackle strike shot, that's a lot of hits. So any character with a tackle strike shot can make good use of a knockout able berry. And then, what else is good? Oh, you can raise her attack, also to make her tackle strike shot more powerful. But yeah, overall, you could give her pretty much anything. You'd probably want to focus on sidekick, though. And then as for impossible missions she would be good for, now she can go to Izanagi and Bishamonten. And then later on there will be the anime series of impossible quests. She'll be really good for the water one. And then pretty soon there is a colossal quest coming, the water colossal quest. And you can use her there. There are warps in there, and then the bump combos will do a lot of damage. And yeah, because Valkyrie's release was so pushed ahead for us, we will get her for the first run of the Water Colossal Quest coming up. So that might help us out a lot. Okay, but enough talking. We'll take Valkyrie to a quest, and then we'll see if we can get good use of her bump combos and then also her strike shot. Okay, we will take her to Dracula. He is a water quest with damage walls. And yeah, so like element-wise and then gimmick-wise, Valkyrie is pretty good. But there are some laser barriers which will block our tag laser. And then there are also some shields and drones which could stop or block the command or the tackle strike shot. So we'll have to be careful with that too. And then to talk about the team that I'm using, I'm bringing all Pierce characters just because they can better use Valkyrie's bump combo. And there's kind of a class of monster that is ideal to use with Valkyrie. And most ideally, they would be the same element as her, so they can go to same element quests. And they would be Pierce, and they would have a blast bump combo. All so that you could use that monster with Valkyrie. And so the second character that I'm using here is Yggdrasil Ascension. Evolution works too. But she's kind of the ideal partner monster to use with Valkyrie. Because she's also the Wit element, she has a blast bump combo, and she is a Pierce. So they can go to the same missions, and then they can use each other to get good tag lasers out. And then other characters that are good, one would be Zeus. You could do the light or the dark version. He's another Pierce null damage wall with a blast bump combo. You could also use Thumbelina Ascension, another Pierce null damage wall with the blast bump combo. And then the one Pierce null warp character, I think, is Suzuran Evolution. So those would be my top picks for Hatcher monsters. And then extreme monsters. The best might be what's her name? It's Cholsen in Japanese. Diao-chan in the English version. She is a wood element with Pierce and no null abilities, but she does have the Blast Bomb combo. So she could be another good partner for Valkyrie. Okay, so here we see the mini-boss, and then Valkyrie is in a decent position to get tag lasers into the boss, but our other characters are not in great position. But anyway, we saw there the tag laser and then the wave come out the sides. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We'll get the tag laser in that little demon guy. And yeah, when I'm using a Valkyrie on this stage, first priority will be to get rid of the guys with the laser barriers, of course. And then if you were planning on using Blast Bump characters with a tag laser character, I recommend only one Blast Bump. Because say I hit Yugodrazzle sets off the Blast Bump combo, and then that Blast Bump combo sets off Valkyrie's tag laser. The tag laser will go out the original direction that I hit Yugodrazzle with her Blast Bump combo. But if we have two Blast Bump combos, they might set off a chain reaction, and then pretty easily do a tag laser that we didn't intend to do. So that's why I recommend only one Blast Bump combo with Valkyrie. Okay, so next pre-boss stage, and then yeah, again we'll just focus on getting rid of the laser barrier guys, and then we can do that with the wave bump combo, and then we can maybe think about using the tag laser on the rest of the guys. But yeah, that was another good use of wave. We did a perpendicular attack on Yugodrazzle, and then with the Blast Bomb combo, shot the wave down to take out that guy. So yeah, oh, there's a nice tag laser where I got both of the guys. So when you are using Valkyrie and you're serious about getting the most use out of her bump combo, you kind of have to think on every turn. You have to think a little bit extra to see how you can get the best use out of her every turn. With like homing bump combos or lock-on bump combos, you don't need to think as much. If you do enjoy that kind of that style of play though, then Valkyrie would be fun for you. And then, however, I don't know if she is really suited for like playing a mission over and over again to farm a certain character. So if you were working on the Izanagi Max Luck, I don't know if Valkyrie would be the best choice, if only because you do have to think a little bit more to use her. However, if you use her right, her bump combo does so much damage that it can make up for the time that you use to think how to get the best use out of her shots. So yeah, if you do think about it that way, then it would be worth using her for farming quests. But really, it depends on how much you really like the tag laser and wave. So if you do have her, I would say give her a try, and see if it suits your way of playing. If it doesn't, that's cool. If it does, that's even better. But yeah, because of her kind of difficult to use bump combo and then difficult to use strike shot, she's kind of considered a character for maybe experts or advanced players. Okay, so we are now in the boss stages of Dracula, and then I'm going to start thinking about how and where I can use Valkyrie's strike shot. So if I were to use it on this stage, then of course I would want to clear out all the little guys as much as possible, and then position all my guys sort of close together so that it's easier to hit them all in one turn. So of course we'll get rid of the zombie first. And yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of red enemies, which is kind of slowing down how we play this stage. I think I was debating using a Yugodrazzle's Meteor Strike Shot, but I figured I would be okay without it. Okay, so at this point, if I were to use a Valkyrie Strike Shot, I could count on getting 1 million damage if I hit Dracula's weak point. But, of course, we are going to try for more than that. So we'll just keep focusing on taking down the little guys. We're going to lose the speed clear, but in the name of science. We'll see if we can get the strike shot off. Okay, so here let's use Yugodrazzle's Meteor Strike Shot just to clear the bottom half of the screen and make it a little easier for Valkyrie. And here, this could actually work. I could take Valkyrie, bounce her off the top wall, hit my two guys, come down, hit the bottom wall, hit Yugodrazzle, and then hit the boss of Dracula. So actually, let's try that. And then, yeah, that guaranteed throw-up when you hit 3 of your teammates first. Well, let's look at this first. 1, 2, 3. Well, it turns out that the last guy I hit was Yugodrazzle, so I got the blast bump into Dracula. So we weren't able to actually see the damage that the strike shot did. But anyway, we saw how it was possible how to set up the strike shot, and then you know, how to use some angles in a certain way to do that. But yeah, if you hit 3 of your guys and you get that guaranteed throw up, that adds a million damage, and then that doesn't rely on the boss's weak point. So if you had a choice between hitting fewer guys and hitting the weak point, or hitting all of your guys and then hitting just anywhere on the boss, I would definitely go for hitting all 3 of your guys, just because of that guaranteed million damage. Okay, so last stage, we will, yeah, just take down the boss. I think we showed off enough of Valkyrie's power here. So I think we can call this one a day. Alright, so there's a nice example. That was a nice example of how to get the use out of Valkyrie's tag laser when she's right next to the wall. You want to hit the wall right next to Valkyrie, and then on the bound out, hit Valkyrie so that you can get the tag laser out. Ideally, you would not want Valkyrie near the wall anyway, but if she did end up there, that is a way to still get use out of it. But yeah, as much as possible, we want Valkyrie away from the wall, and then maybe ideally in the center of the map. Okay, and then we'll end the stage on some tag laser action. Alright, so that was Valkyrie. Very, very great character, and I'm going to enjoy using her. I'm going to experiment with her more just to see how much I like her. But based on my experience with Bishamonten and Ruby, I think she'll be pretty great. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Take care.